Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a rifle cartridge review on the 350 Legend. So just a few years ago, Winchester came out with a new straight-walled cartridge called the 350 Legend, obviously in .35 caliber. There are states, Iowa, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and possibly more, that will not allow a bottlenecked cartridge or cartridge with a shoulder to be used for hunting, but they will allow a straight-walled cartridge in .35 caliber or bigger to be used. So something like the 450 Bushmaster has been used recently, but Winchester came up with the 350 Legend. If you want to know the ballistics of a 350 Legend, basically compare it to the 30-30 Winchester. Very similar bullet weights, even though a 350 Legend is in .35 caliber versus .30 caliber. It's really geared toward that like 150 to 180 grain class bullet, as would be a 30-30. So they're going to shoot kind of the same bullets, but in a different caliber, which means the 350 Legend, of course, is going to be wider but shorter and not quite as aerodynamic as a 30-30. However, no one's ever considered a 30-30 aerodynamic. But when it comes to velocity and energy, it's basically going to be very similar to a 30-30. So a common complaint would be, then why on earth would I deviate from my 30-30 that I've been using, my dad's been using, my grandpa's been using since 1895? Why would I come out and change everything up with a new cartridge that basically duplicates similar performance? Well, really, you don't need to. If you prefer a lever action rifle, say in close distances and in woods, that type of hunting, then I would stick with the 30-30. If you prefer to hunt with an AR, some kind of automatic rifle, the 350 Legend would be much better. Generally speaking, both are going to shoot the same weight bullets, going relatively slow compared to our modern cartridges today. Compare it to, like, say, a 308. It's going to be going 700 to 800 feet per second slower than what a 308 would produce. Not surprisingly, the 350 Legend is going to have recoil similar to like a 243, maybe a 30-30. Very low recoil. Nice gun to shoot. It's probably going to come in a shorter barrel. I never could foresee anything beyond a 22, probably something between a 16 to 20 inch barrel, similar to a 30-30, because that's just, it's a mobile, compact rifle designed for close distances, and you're not looking for the ultimate speed. If you were, you would just get a different cartridge. This is for ease of use, close quarters, and low recoil. So there's a lot of people out there that shoot a 357 Magnum in, say, a 92 Winchester or something like that. Well, a 350 Legend basically is a 357 on steroids. It's the same caliber bullet with just more powder, and it's just a good step up in a rifle. It was designed for those states that I mentioned. It also is designed around the AR platform. But me personally, if I was to get one, I really like the Ruger Ranch model or the Savage 110 Hog Hunter, or really any of the Savage Axis. Just something small, light, with a shorter barrel, I think would be just perfect. It's a rifle cartridge that is not going to really require a big, expensive scope. You could even use a red dot. You could use open sights. But some kind of like 4X scope, I think, would be just about perfect. It was developed really from taking the 223 case, obviously making some modifications, and coming out with that 350 Legend. It's going to be about the same length, and it's going to have about the same max pressure. I actually am pretty interested. I might get a 350 Legend one of these days. I don't need it because my preferred, woods type whitetail deer rifle of choice and cartridge is a 308. And so I really have no need whatsoever for a 350 Legend. But I do find the cartridge really cool. In watching reviews and watching people hunt with the cartridge, one thing I've noticed is that the expansion is minimal. Now, part of that's because it's going slow, right? So a bonded bullet or a monolithic bullet really would not be the ideal type of bullet to go in this cartridge because it's going to be going so slow it's going to have trouble expanding. Unless the bonded bullet in question or the monolithic bullet was specifically designed to open very easily. But probably more than likely it's going to be some kind of soft point or hollow point, and it's going to be a traditional cup and core style bullet. Because with velocities that slow, it just needs to open up. So when I have watched hunting videos or saw someone shooting this, you know, the front kind of cone tends to just either peel back or just crush, and you basically end up with the main back part of the bullet that's in 35 caliber pretty much staying intact and having very good penetration. So think about like a partition, how the front part just kind of opens up and explodes, but the back half stays together, really just stays as that caliber and penetrates through. That's kind of what a 350 Legend looks like. If you can recover the bullet from an animal or from ballistics gel, it looks like basically the back half of a partition. Which, as long as you understand how it works, is not a bad thing. Going that slow and not having great expansion, it's going to have very good penetration. But the good thing is it's a 35 caliber. So if there's no penetration, you still have a 35 caliber hole going through the animal. Now, if you think that sounds like it would not be very effective on a white-tailed deer, something having good penetration, but not expanding at all, hardly, and going slow, if that doesn't sound like it would work, think about a broadhead on an arrow going 400 feet per second and how quickly it kills a deer. Now, a broadhead obviously is bigger and it is cutting as it goes through. But that 35 caliber 350 Legend having great penetration is definitely going to do a number as long as you get good shot placement. I think if I get one, I'm not really going to hand load for it. I feel like I'm just going to kind of go with the factory options there. And I don't know all the factory options at this time, but surely someone's working on the perfect 35 caliber bullet that'll retain that penetration, because you don't want to mess with it or monkey with it so much that it stops having great penetration. You want to keep that penetration, but in all honesty, it has excessive penetration. You could pull it back just a couple notches and figure out a way to get that bullet to expand, maybe double its size. Then at that point you have like 7/10 of an inch hole, you know, going through a deer. Let me show you some size comparisons on the 350 Legend. Here's a 350 Legend next to a 223. Here's a 350 Legend next to a 30-30 Winchester. The 350 Legend next to the 6.5 Creedmoor. 350 Legend next to the 270 Short Magnum. Here's the 350 Legend next to my 30-06 hand load. And here's the 350 Legend next to a 50 BMG. All right, guys, so I am very tempted to buy a 350 Legend. I really am. You know, lightweight gun, very, very minimal recoil, short barrel, very compact. You could go without a scope, just use the iron sights. You could get a red dot, or you could just get, you know, like some kind of 4X fixed power scope, and it would really be a nice little compact deer hunting rifle. Does anyone out there have experience with it? Have you shot a deer? Have you shot something bigger with it? If you did, what was your experience? How close were you? I'd love to know any experience that you have with the 350 Legend. All right, guys, we're gonna leave it there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave your comments below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and check out the links in the description for all kinds of cool stuff. And until next time, have a great day and take care.